All right, guys, welcome back to Thursday's episode of the Zwats Show. We don't have Curt in studio today. We don't have he couldn't make it. He wasn't feeling good. But we do have a special guest on Zoom to talk college football. He's more my college football expert. That's going to be Curt MENER. I'm excited to have him on. But, yeah, in the meantime, I'm going to go over all the NFL games, all of my picks, and, yeah, all that good stuff. I hope you guys enjoyed Thursday's episode of the Zwats Show.
It's time for the Zwats Show. It's the Zwats Show. It's the Zwats Show. Man, this guy knows ball. He knows everything. It's time for the Zwats Show.
All right, like I said, we do not have Austin with us, so it won't be as funny or as good of stuff that you've seen out of my other Thursdays episodes or when I do have him in studio. You know, the product's a lot better, the show's a lot better when we got him, and it's clear. No one's going to watch this, but that's okay, because I'm going to give you guys my picks. I did not fare that well last Thursday picking. I think I won 6-8, which was the worst I did. I lost my mortal lock. If you guys saw my last episode, I did get spanked with the belt. Now, I'm glad he didn't spank me as hard as he did, because he should have hit me a lot harder with the belt. Yeah, I'm shocked he didn't, to be honest. He had a chance, and he might not get that chance again. I had not decided my mortal lock. The more I talk about these games, then I'll probably decide one. But yeah, let's get into it. I guess I'm recording this Friday afternoon, Friday morning around noon. But, you know, we got the Bengals versus Steelers last night. And hell of a game for the old people. If you're an old man, an old soul, you'll love this game. I'm 23 years old, and it even brought a tear to my eye. I'm not that old, but those are my quarterbacks. Growing up, those are my guys. Joe Flacco, Aaron Rodgers, not my guys. I actually hated Aaron Rodgers with a passion as a Lions fan. Thought he was a cocky, egotistical bitch, but he seems to be having fun. He seems to be having the most fun he's had since 4 years. You cross off the 2 years with the Jets, and then you can cross off the last year with the Packers when they missed the playoffs, and he didn't seem that happy. But shout out the old people. Shout out the old people. Joe Flacco, elite. Joe Flacco just gets it done. Man goes to different teams and has been terrorizing Mike Tomlin for the last, 23 years now? Minus a couple years on, the Jets and whatnot. But, my God, I do agree with Tomlin when he said, why the fuck did the Browns GM trade Joe Flacco to the Bengals? That is stupid. You don't trade a starting quarterback to a division rival. Like, how... I don't understand. This is what I mean when I say I don't know how people are in the positions that they're in. I don't understand how they get that. I'm out here fighting for a motherfucking job, working in tech. And it's like, I'm competing with 30-year-olds. Like, what makes that person better than me? I don't know. I feel like I can GM a team and not trade Joe Flacco to a team that desperately needs a quarterback in your division. Like, how stupid can you be? What was the thought process behind that, if there was even a thought process behind that? But I don't understand. Joe Flacco is really, really good. Targeting Jamar Chase, they targeted him over 20 times. Good idea. Smart idea. You have him, you have T. Higgins. Noah Fant's not bad. Chase Brown's been running the ball. Bengals are going to have a good offense. They're going to be frisky. The Bengals are now going to be frisky with Joe Flacco. Their defense is still not that good. Their O-line, although held up against the Steelers, isn't that good. But we'll see. I guess the AFC North is wide open. Especially if the best team is the Pittsburgh Steelers, the AFC North is wide open. So Bengals still they have hope. I'm not going to make a claim they're going to make the playoffs, but they have hope. So I'm happy for Cincinnati fans. They've been tortured by injuries with Joe Burrow over the past couple of years. But yeah, no, Steelers are going to be just fine. They got to win the games they're supposed to win, though. They can't. I have a feeling they're going to finish 10-7, 11-6, but Mike Tomlin has a thing where he just doesn't win games that he's supposed to win, and that's his one downside. As great of an NFL coach as he's been, his one downside is he doesn't win the games that he's expected to win, and he's got to do that this season. This should be Aaron Rodgers' last season, even though he's been balling. Aaron Rodgers, like I said, he's good. He's finally having fun. He's finally playing good football. We saw a lot of vintage Aaron Rodgers moments. I was sitting there on my couch being like, this motherfucker's going to do it again with a Hail Mary. He's gonna throw another one, isn't he? But he got it down there, 60-something yard bomb, and it looked like the defensive back for the Bengals, I don't know who it was, made a brilliant play. Knocked it down, perfect. That's perfect execution. That is how you teach all your DBs to knock down a ball in a Hail Mary situation. So shout out him for listening to his coaches, but that was perfect. Textbook way to knock down a Hail Mary. All right, now we're going to go to Sunday's game. We start off 8:30 in London. Rams versus Jaguars. Rams are a minus 3.5 point favorite. Over under is 44.5. this is kind of a hot take. I hate it because I think football is an American sport, and fuck the other countries. They don't deserve to be blessed with the type of sport that we play here with football. They can have football, but they can't have football, so fuck the other countries. But I also don't mind it because I like getting up and just being able to turn on a football game while I'm making breakfast. I don't know, if my team was playing at 8:30, I'd be a little pissed off. But like a game I don't care about, I like having football in the background. So I am low-key a little bit of a fan of the London games. I know they're just trying to grow the game, blah, 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 whatever. I don't give a fuck about that. But I do enjoy being able to wake up, eating some breakfast. If I'm hungover and I get up early, drinking Pedialyte, watching a football game that I don't really care about. Maybe I have like 1 or 2 fantasy football players, which I will in this game because I got Travis Etienne and Brian Thompson Jr. So I might get up for it. I'll be a little excited for it. But speaking of Brian Thompson Jr. as well, too, I think he kind of had, I don't want to say a coming out party he had, because everyone knows how good Brian Thomas Jr. is. Everyone knows how good he is. But this season, he's been struggling, let's be honest. I don't know. Yes, we could say struggling. And I think this is a game, because he kind of broke out last game, like 4 receptions, 80 yards, of touchdowns. I think this is a game where he gets the 1,000-yard mark, and he's where people thought he was going to be, especially in fantasy, too. So I think this is a big game for him. This is also a big game to, what are we feeling about the vibes for this Jags season? I mean, the Jags have been up and down. They're a good football team, but they're not consistent enough yet. That's my thing with them. There's a lot of damn good football teams this season, but a lot of these football teams aren't consistent. Like, you don't fear these teams. A Jags team is not a team that you fear. Although they're 4-2, they beat the Chiefs, they've had some good wins. We're going to see. Going up against the Rams, we know what the Rams are. The Rams are, if Matthew Stafford stays healthy, they are in the contention to win the NFC. Are they the favorites to win the NFC? No. But if Stafford stays healthy and that team can stay healthy, I know Puka Nacua got hurt, but he'll be back, shortly. So as long as Matthew Stafford stays healthy, we know what the Rams are. We don't know what the Jags are yet. Are they good? Are they bad? This is kind of one of those games where we can see what's the vibes of this Jags team. Are they legitimate, like contender? I know the Colts are in the AFC South, but are they a legitimate playoff team? Or are they just, maybe they squeak in as a 7th seed, but they're not a threat to anyone type of team? And we're going to find that out. I have the Jags. I really do think that the Jags are going to be able to at least cover. They're, like I said, it's a 3.5 point spread. I have the Jags at plus 3.5. That is my bet. I do believe, although I don't know why the fuck I still do, I do believe in Trevor Lawrence. And I don't know, but I think the Jags, it's 8:30, it's an early game. Most of the time these games are either close or a blowout. I'm thinking this game's close. Like I said, Puka is out, so although they still have Devontae Adams and a couple other weapons, it's still a massive loss. I mean, Puka was, if I'm not mistaken, the leading receiver in the NFL, if not Jamar Chase. But big loss, but I have the Jags plus 3.5. And we're going to find out what this Jags team is about 8:30 in London. London, England. Next game I got the New Orleans Saints versus the Chicago Bears. The Bears are favored by minus 4.5. It is in Chicago. The over-under is 46.5. Now, let me set the stage. Let me tell you guys a little story. Let's set the stage. It's a nice evening. Beautiful Saturday evening. There's a state fair going on. The date's October 9th, 2021. And this guy, starting for the Oklahoma Sooners, Spencer Rattler, before the season, before we even get to October 9th, was the Heisman favorite going into the season. Everyone's talking about how great this guy's going to be. Lincoln Riley, Spencer Rattler. This is Oklahoma. Oklahoma just produces Heisman. They're just a Heisman king. You want to win a Heisman at quarterback, you fucking go to Oklahoma. This is the next guy. We got Kyler, we got Baker, we got Jalen Hurts. Fuck it. Guess what? Now we have Spencer Rattler. So October 9th, 2021, the Red River Shootout game. Texas, Oklahoma, one of the best rivalries in all of college football. Early on in that game, Spencer's struggling. Texas goes up. I think they're winning 28-3 at one point. I want to say it was 28-7, one of that. But they got a spark. They got a spark from some little old freshman, Caleb Williams, who ran about a 60-yard touchdown on a 4th down, I believe, to give Oklahoma a spark in that game. And there were murmurs. There were murmurs on the field. There were murmurs before that. Get Spencer out. Get Spencer out. Let this kid play. Let this kid play. And finally, as the score was 35-17, Caleb got his shot, and Caleb led Oklahoma to beating Texas, and that was officially officially the end of Spencer Rattler in Oklahoma. So I get it. We saw what Spencer answered, that they're cordial to each other, whatever. That lives deep. If you get your spot taken, I don't care what world of business you're in, what type of job you have, if your spot gets taken by someone who's much younger, and everyone, and I mean all your coworkers, everyone who supports you, everyone is rooting for you to not win, basically. Everyone wants that young kid. Everyone wants Caleb. They were chanting your name. They basically kicked you out. That resonates in you for the rest of your life. He hasn't forgotten about that. I promise you, when Spencer Rattler looks over at Caleb Williams, there is nothing more. He had this game circled on his schedule for sure. There is nothing more that Spencer Rattler wants to do than kick the fuck out of the Chicago Bears and Caleb Williams. This is an absolute revenge game for the Saints. That's why I'm going Saints money line. I'm a massive believer in Spencer Rattler. If I'm an NFL GM right now, I'm the Saints NFL GM, not an NFL GM. If I'm the Saints NFL GM, I am banking. Spencer Rattler is my franchise quarterback. I'm giving him another 3 to 5 years. That's crazy to say right now. Come back on this, and believe me, Spencer Rattler, this guy, Zwats, has full belief in Spencer Rattler. Now, on the Bears side, this is also a must-win game for the Bears. So, if the Bears want to say that they're a playoff team, Ben Johnson has them cooking right, they can't compete. Granted, they play in the NFC North. Packers are good. Vikings are decent. They'll compete. Lions are good. So I don't know if the Bears will even make the playoffs after they win this game, but if they want to say they are a playoff team and it's not the same old Bears and the Bears are legit with Ben Johnson, this is a must-win for the Bears. But nothing gets you up for a game like revenge. Revenge feeds the greatest games I've ever seen in my entire life in terms of individual play or team play. So revenge games, I'm always betting on a revenge game. And for me, this is a massive revenge game for Spencer Rattler. He still thinks about that constantly. He probably cried in his sleep, cried in his, not dorm, house or wherever he lived. Spencer Rattler wants to win this game more than you know it, more than he will ever say. Saints money line, Spencer Rattler goes off, pick all of his overs as well too, which is what I will be doing. All right, next game we got Dolphins versus Browns. We got the battle of bums, battle of shit. Let's not watch this game. This game is going to be, first of all, you can put this game in a dome, and this game would not be fun to watch. But I heard the weather in Cleveland is going to be the shittiest weather by, like, shitty weather. High winds, maybe some rain, all this, shit weather. Over-unders at 36.5, and the Browns are favored by 2.5. Now, if this game was played in a dome, I'm picking Dolphins money line all day. I still think this Dolphins team, as bad as they are, as bad as their record is they still show fight constantly. The Dolphins continue to fight every single game. Now they lose in like heartbreaking fashions or close games, but they do fight. They are fighting for their coach. They're fighting for each other. I gave up on this Dolphins team this season, but in terms of their heart and giving up on each other, they just haven't yet. So shout out Miami Dolphins for that. But this game's in bad weather, so it's going to be tough for me to pick the Dolphins. I think I'm going to be on hate watch and just pick the under. I mean, 36.5, I could definitely see in this game being well under. Dolphins never perform when they come up north and have to play in any type of shitty weather games. And then the Browns are just the fucking Browns, so I don't think they're going to score any points. I'm seeing 13-10, 17-14, a shitty game like that. Like this game, you're not going to want to watch this game. This game's not going to be on the Octo Box. Like I said, I mean, they have the lowest ticket price. Ticket price is as low as $23. That has to be the lowest. I'm not even going to check. I'm going to say that's the lowest. So if you want to take your kid to an NFL game and you're in Cleveland, take him to that game. He'll either learn to love football or he might want to never watch a football game again. But that's the risk you take, taking him to a Browns game. That's the risk you take being a Browns fan as well, too. Okay. Moving on my sheet, we have the New England Patriots versus the Tennessee Titans. Pats are favored -6.5. Over/under is 42.5. Pats are legit to me. Pats are legit. Drake May, franchise quarterback. They found him. They found the next Tom Brady in the franchise. He's not the next Tom Brady. No one's ever going to be like Tom Brady, especially Drake May. But the Pats have their franchise quarterback. He's good. 10 touchdowns, 2 interceptions. I believe he's got the 7th best QBR in the NFL, which is really good considering how he was last year. Like, this is the improvement. Drake May has made some massive improvements. Now he is 3rd in the league in sacks. Speaking of sacks and speaking of bad quarterback play, the one thing I do want to touch on is it's tough. It's tough. Austin and I had this conversation last Thursday, but Cam Ward. Is it too early to start judging Cam Ward? I get it. He plays on the worst team. His head coach, they did him dirty. He just got fired. Like, he's in a terrible situation. But is it too early to talk about how Cam Ward is individually playing? Again, he's got no help. But let me read this off. He's got the worst QBR in the NFL. He's ranked 33rd out of 33. He's got a completion percentage of 55%, which is, I believe, 32nd or 30, almost the worst in the NFL as well, too. Only has passed for 1,100 yards. This is in 6 games. He's got 3 touchdowns and 4 interceptions, and he's also taken the most amount of sacks in the NFL by far. He's taken 25 sacks. The next highest is 19. I forgot who that was. But Cam Ward has just sucked. He has just sucked. And he's a rookie. He is a rookie, and I understand. But good quarterbacks will elevate their teammates. They will do a little better than this. Like, this is bad. This is bad. The entire Titans team is just playing god-awful. So I don't know if it's too early to start judging Cam Ward, or are we giving him a pass because, yes, he is in a shitty situation. But, man, Cam Ward, you got to show some type of improvement. Now, granted, if you're listening to me, I haven't watched every single Titan snap either. So I'm mainly doing stats and then some clips that I see. But Cam Ward, we gotta see something special out of you. We have a little bit with the pass through across his body, but we gotta see a little more special things out of you as the season progresses. We understand you're probably not gonna win that many games. Your stats are gonna be down in the league. We get it. Your team sucks, but number 1 overall pick shows a little more than you are. That's all I'm asking for. I'm not asking for you to turn that franchise around because that franchise is currently in shambles, but let's go. Let's lock in, boy. I believe in you. I believe in you, Cam Ward. And on that game, I'm also taking the Pats minus 6.5, I should say, as well, too. So, yeah, Pats minus 6.5, and then let me write down under so I can get that down for the Browns game. All right, moving on. We got the Las Vegas Raiders versus the Chiefs. Chiefs are favored by 12.5. Over-under is 45.5. This is, I wanted to do 2 stay-away games of the week just because any type of game I bet, I'll say this later, Cowboys game, I'm never betting on a Cowboys game. Hate betting on Cowboys games this season. But this would be my stay-away game of the week, and you're wondering why. It's either Zwats. You're either high on the Chiefs, you're betting the Chiefs, or you're not high on the Chiefs, which I've been claiming I have not been high, but after they beat the Lions, even though they had plenty of help from the refs, it's inevitable that the Chiefs are going to end up making the playoffs and make a little bit of a run. It's fucking inevitable. I'm going to say that it's a down year. Yes, it is record-wise, but fuck do I know. All right, I'm not in that Chiefs locker room. It's just, it's the devil. It's the devil. It's the devil. The Chiefs are the devil. But why I'm staying away from this game is, one, I always think the Raiders always pull something out of their ass when they play the Chiefs. At least one time they play each other. The Raiders are always good for one elite close game against the Chiefs. Even though the Raiders do suck, Geno's been playing like dog water. Ashton Genty has been running the ball well, by the way. I think that's what I think the strategy is going to be for the Raiders. I think the Raiders are going to be able to run the rock and play good defense. I think Max Crosby always elevates his game in these type of games, and I think the Raiders are going to be able to cover. But this is my stay-away game of the week because I just don't know. Again, the Raiders are that bad where the Chiefs can blow them out, but the Chiefs still in my head aren't good enough to be able to blow them out. And I like Raiders keeping this game close. So I will go Raiders plus 12.5. I have decided. Will I bet it with my actual money? I don't know, but I am telling you guys my Zwats personal opinion. Raiders plus 12.5. But like I said, I don't know. I'd stay away from that game. All right, next game we got in Minnesota. We got the Eagles, a very down, sad Philadelphia city, minus 2.5 versus the Vikings. The over-under is 43.5. What I think this game is, I think the Vikings are coming off a bye week. J.J. McCarthy still has a couple more weeks to get back. Carson Wentz is whatever. He's going to be a fine backup quarterback for the next couple of years. I've never been a Carson Wentz guy. I don't believe in him. But he's been playing pretty good. It is still, technically, I'm kind of reaching here, but a little bit of a Carson Wentz revenge game. Just a tad. Just a little bit of a revenge game. So I think he's going to be coming out. He wants to beat the Eagles. That's the team that although gave him a great opportunity to be an MVP caliber quarterback, also kind of, kicked him to the curb after he got hurt. He got hurt and Nick Foles led him to a championship. It's kind of like, get the fuck out of here, man. Like, Nick Foles is our guy. He bleeds green. The city loves him more. So it's still a little bit of a kick to Carson Wentz where I want to go out and beat those motherfuckers. But what I think the Eagles are going to do after losing 2 games, I don't think they panic. I've ranted about this before with Jalen Hurts. He should never be throwing a football more than 30 times in a game, which he has done the last 2 games. I don't know his completions attempts. I don't know how many passing attempts his over-under is, but I would take the under in this game. I think the Eagles are going to go back to pounding the rock and using those big boy offensive linemen. They got Jalen Hurts, who's a great runner. And also Saquon, by the way. Saquon is going to return back to Saquon Barkley. The last 4 games, he's rushed for 46 yards, 43 yards, 30 yards, and 58 yards. That's not going to cut it as the offensive player of the year last year. That is not going to cut it. As a 2,000-yard rusher, Saquon is getting a little antsy. They're going to feed the rock to Saquon this game. And the Eagles are going to go back to playing downhill, physical football, and they're going to beat the Vikings by more than 2.5. I would take the Eagles this week. I don't think the Eagles can possibly lose 3 in a row, so they're going to revert back to their bread and butter, which is running the fucking rock and physically dominating teams. So that's my take. So also Saquon carries over, Jalen Hurts attempts under. Jalen Hurts will not throw the ball for more than 30 times in this game. If he does, Vikings win. So if you think the strategy is Jalen Hurts throw the football, take the Vikings all day. Jalen Hurts, 30 passing attempts under. Next game we got a game that is also really scary to bet on. This is scary to bet on. It's the Panthers versus the Jets. The Panthers are minus 1.5 point favorites. Over under is 41.5. The Panthers have seemed like they could be a little more legit. This is a game if the Panthers want any type of respect this year. If you're sitting there as a Panthers fan and you want any type of respect to talk any type of shit this season, you have to win this game against the Jets. You have to win this game to show teams, hey, we're not just winning fluky games. We want a little fucking respect, and we beat the bad teams. We're not a bad team anymore. We're a good team. Don't get all crazy on me, Panther fans, and say you're a Super Bowl contending team because you're just fucking not. But this is a game where you're going to earn the respect of the entire National Football League fan base if you can beat the Jets. Not a close game. You just beat them. I get it. The only thing that does scare me is you're 0-3 on the road. You haven't won a road game. But the Jets also haven't won a home game. So it's a little bit of give or take here. The thing is, I wrote down under on here. I wrote down under. The reason why is because I think the Jets offense is just that terrible. Like, they just suck. So they're not going to score that many points. And I also just don't think the Panthers are that team yet I just don't think they're that team that people are going to start noticing. Because if they win this game pretty handily and put up a lot of points, you're going to have to look at the Panthers with a little more respect than in the past. Not a threat, but when you play the Panthers, you put a little more, respect on that game. You put a little more time into that game than you normally would have. This is a respect game for the Panthers, so I will say the city of Charlotte deserves this. Fuck it. No, I'm not going to do the under. I'm not going to hate watch. I'm going to go Panthers minus 1.5. I just think the Jets are that bad, and I don't know what they do. I feel bad, but I don't know what they do. You got to win this game. You want the respect of the NFL, Panthers? Win this fucking football game. Next game we got another New York team. We got the Giants versus the Broncos. Over under 40.5. The Broncos are favored by 7.5. This is my over. Fuck it. White boy takeover game. I get it. The Broncos defense is absolutely elite. They're one of the best in the NFL. Bo Nix and the Broncos, they're not putting up any type of crazy points. That's why the over under is so low. The Giants, again, put up 34 against an Eagles team, although that Eagles defense is not even close to as good as they were last year. They are struggling. I love the vibes of the Giants team. I love the vibes. I'm a vibes guy. Dart and Scatterboo. It doesn't get more vibier than that. It just doesn't. This is my vibes game of the week. This is why I'm doing the over, and I'm also doing Giants plus 7.5. I think the trend continues. I understand, I understand. Trust me. Don't be yelling at me in the comments. I understand the Broncos defense is absolutely elite. It is still a rookie quarterback. It's not like the Giants have faced anyone great. Because, again, the Eagles defense has sucked this year. But it's vibes. It's vibes. You watch Dart and Scatterboo play. They're the vibiest duo in the NFL, by far. So over under 40.5. Take the over. Giants plus 7.5. Same game parlay. And fuck it, maybe sprinkle in something with Cam Scatterboo too. Maybe an anytime touchdown. I don't know. But fucking let that fucking ride. Let this Giants vibe ride as long as it can. Because Giants aren't making the playoffs. Let's get that straight here. But a vibe can last pretty long in the NFL. You could vibe for a couple weeks and then come back down to earth. All right, next game we got a massive game out in the AFC. Two good teams. Two good teams. Now, both these teams, franchise, you look at them and you're like, when are they going to come back down to earth? These teams, Colts have always sucked. Like, we know the Colts late in the season, they've always had the better record, and then they started to suck. Like, one of the Colts coming back down, ain't no way Daniel Jones is this good. Like, ain't no way. Like, come on, when are they coming back down to earth? Now, I don't think they are. I think the Colts are a very good football team. They are legit. Chargers, on the other hand, have lost 2 in a row. They need a win to pick this up. Like, come on, I understand. This game is really a healthy Colts team versus a hurt Chargers team. The Colts have a running back, not only just a running back, but I'm going to say it, best running back in the NFL currently. He just is. He's been playing like the best back in the NFL. It's tough for you to argue that. It's tough. Now, I get it. Saquon, Jahmyr Gibbs, Christian McCaffrey, you want another running back. Fine, but statistically, how they are playing this season, Jonathan Taylor is the best running back in the National Football League currently. And the Chargers don't have a running back. All of them are hurt, it seems. So I will be picking the Colts money line because the Chargers are favored by -1.5. Colts money line. And then, by the way, if you're Chargers, it says a Chargers home game. Let's be honest. It's not really a Chargers home game. They have the worst fan base in all of college football. I mean, all of NFL football, professional football. Why is that? It's because they're LA. The Chargers are a San Diego football team. The Chargers, get them back to San Diego because the fan base in LA is fucking brutal. It is brutal. A Chargers home game, it's not a home game. That place might be split 60-40 with Colts fans, and Colts fans are in Indianapolis. That's pretty fucking far away from LA, by the way. But it still might be 60-40 in favor of the Chargers, but I mean, come on. And then you also got the quarterback. Daniel Jones is in the convo, is in a conversation with Justin Herbert right now. This season, Daniel Jones is in the same conversation as Justin Herbert. So it's not like the Chargers have that much of an advantage quarterback-wise like they would in the past against the Colts team. Because Daniel Jones has been fucking balling. He's been fucking balling. That's all it is. So I'm taking the Colts money line. This Colts team is legit. They just are. It's time that we admit as NFL fans that the Colts are a very legit Super Bowl contending team. They just are. There's really no way about it. They haven't dropped yet. They're 6 weeks in, and I don't see them doing that. All right, we got a couple more games left. I'm out of water. Hopefully not. We had a couple more games. We got Washington Commanders versus the Dallas Cowboys. Dallas is favored by 1.5. Over under a shit ton, 54.5. Like I said, I'm staying. I never know what to expect with this Cowboys team. They can either put up 40 or they can just absolutely shit the fucking bed and lose this game by 30. I don't know. I don't. This is the one team that boggles my mind. I don't know what to think about the Dallas Cowboys. Because they're good enough. The Dallas Cowboys, by the way, are good enough to beat anyone in the NFL, but they're also bad enough and stupid enough and Dallas enough to lose to any team in the NFL as well, too. So that is why I don't know what the fuck to bet on in this game. I don't know. This is my other stay away game of the week. Never betting on the Dallas Cowboys. Do you like Jaden Daniels? Do you believe in him? A little bit of a sophomore slump? Sure. I don't know. If you're expecting a high-scoring game, you might as well just take the over for vibes. I'm going to take the over. I'm going to take the over. Washington defense is not that good. Cowboys defense is also not that good. These two teams can put up points. I think Jaden Daniels needs to have a game where he goes absolutely nuclear, just so he kind of, shuts up the fucking people. Be like, hey, by the way, I'm still one of the best quarterbacks in the NFL. Like, you guys forget about me. He needs to have one of those games. I think he will. I think vibes and what's trending right now is over. Over. Dallas, Washington, over. Moving on, Packers versus Arizona. This is going to be my fuck you Packers bet, even though the Packers are favored by 6.5. I do think the Packers are going to win by more than a touchdown. Fuck that, though. Don't take this bet. Do not listen to Zwats. This is Zwats' bet that I make with my heart, but don't follow of the week, and that is Arizona Cardinals money line. My brain is telling me Packers are going to beat the shit out of Arizona. It is in Arizona, but Arizona Cardinals, they stink. Maybe Jacoby Brissett. My heart's telling me Jacoby Brissett. We're going to ride how great he was. Colts are better than the Packers. Arizona almost beat the Colts. Therefore, transitive property. Arizona, money line against the Green Bay Packers. Arizona wins this game. Marvin Harrison Jr. has an elite game over 100 yards. Yeah, this is my fuck the Packers bet. Jacoby Brissett, I'm going to keep riding with him. He's always good at the beginning for a couple of good games, and then he comes back down to earth. This is one of those good games. Arizona money line. Packers need another loss because that means that the Lions could finally retake their rightful throne atop the NFC North heading into week 8 or 9, whatever it is. All right, moving on. Last game of Sunday night football game, a game I'm very interested in. Because I don't know. That's going to be the Falcons versus the 49ers. 49ers, because it is in San Francisco, are favored by 2.5 points, which is odd to me. But the over-under is 47.5. Why this is odd to me is because have we not watched what the Falcons have been able to do the last 2 weeks? Like, they've put together some damn good football. They beat Washington, who's still most likely a playoff team. And they just whooped on the Bills. Like, that entire game, it didn't seem like the Bills had a chance the entire game. Like, it didn't seem at all that the Bills were going to make a comeback. Now they fucking still have Josh Allen, so a little part of me was like, hey, it's still fucking Josh Allen. But if I just watched that game objectively without knowing who Josh Allen was, the Bills, it looked like the Falcons just dominated the Bills. Like, I don't know how you don't pick Falcons money line in this game. I don't understand. The 49ers are hurt. Mac Jones threw 2 interceptions last week. Will Mac Jones go back to, he's not that guy, Mac Jones? I get it, those interceptions weren't on him. Well, one wasn't on him for sure. But the 49ers just have injury. The Falcons are finding their groove. Sunday Night Football, it's a big game. I think the Falcons win this game. I really do. Bijan Robinson is fucking elite. He's the one guy I forgot to mention with best running backs in the NFL. So my apologies, Bijan Robinson. Also, C-Mac, Christian McCaffrey's up there as well, too. But their run game, Christian McCaffrey is your leading receiver, although he does have a lot of receiving yards, 444, so that's acceptable. I love the Falcons. They're hot. Falcons are hot, man. They're hot. I think they figured it out. Like I said, they whooped on Washington. They low-key whooped on the Bills, who are, I don't know, I have the odds in front of me, but I would assume are still the AFC favorites to win the conference, or at least top 3. So I'm taking the Falcons here, money line. Sorry about it. I'm not sorry at all about it, but hey, I'm gonna let it ride. I'm liking a lot of underdogs this week. I will say I'm liking a lot of underdogs. Now we got 2 games on Monday Night Football. We have the Buccaneers versus the Detroit Lions. This is the NFC Championship preview. Yeah, it's the NFC Championship preview. The Bucs versus Lions. I think both these teams are gonna make the NFC Championship game, like I just said. Baker Mayfield, MVP of the league. He's an absolute dog. I hate this game because Baker Mayfield is my favorite player in the NFL. I love it. I love rooting for him. I hated, 2 years ago when we had to play him in the playoffs, our first home playoff game in fucking decades, and it was against him. So I had to root against him. Baker's a dog. I think Detroit's going to win this game. I do think Detroit is going to win this game by more than 5.5. They kind of got semi-embarrassed against the Chiefs where it's like, okay, are the Lions legit? We're fucking legit. Like, we're going to lock in. The Bucs are hurt. I think there is only so much that Baker Mayfield can do. Baker Mayfield will play his fucking nuts off this game. But there's only so much you can do when it's just that much of a talent gap. And the Lions, although I guess I should say our entire secondary's out. So it's basically 2 and 3s out there as the skill positions. But I still think this Lions offense, we're going to have something special for this Monday night. We are going to win by more than 5.5 points. I think this is the game where the Bucs injuries, you are going to be able to see how hurt the Bucs are in this game. Like, the injuries are going to catch up for them in this game. So I'm going to take I am a Lions fan, so this is biased, but I do really believe with my brain, too, that Lions minus 5.5 is the smart bet, too. I really do. I don't think the Bucs just they're due for one of those games where they get beat by 7 or more. They're just due for one. With all the injuries they've had, I understand Baker's a dog. They're just due for a game like that, and I think it's going to be Monday night against the Detroit Lions team, which is, in my opinion, best team in the NFC, but if not, right up there. All right, last Monday Night Football game, we got these fucking game staggers. Why the fuck? NFL, Roger Goodell, if you're listening to me right now, which you're fucking not, no one fucking is, but why the fuck stagger these Monday Night Football games then? Why in the flying fuck am I staying up till 9 o'clock just to watch a fucking opening kickoff? This game probably won't start till fucking 9-10 anyways. Like, Roger Goodell is the worst commissioner in all of sports when it comes to caring about his actual fans. He grows the game, great businessman. I don't give a fuck about that shit. He doesn't give a fuck about his fans. A game starting at 9 o'clock is absolutely fucking absurd. Now you're gonna say it's on the West Coast. Game starts at like what 6-7 over there. I didn't even kind of have to do that. My bad. But like, come on, dude. A 9 o'clock game. If you're on the East Coast and you're a Texans fan or a Seattle fan, 10 o'clock is when this game is kicked off. You don't give a flying fuck about your fans whatsoever. And it sucks. And there's nothing I can do about it. There's nothing anyone else can do about it. But that's bullshit. This game starts at 9 for me. That's bullshit. I want to stay up. I want to watch this game because this is going to be a good game. Texans do have, I think, statistically the best defense in the NFL. They finally started to feel something on offense. I low-key think the Texans are going to win this game. I have their money line right now. Seattle's also a damn good football team. This is going to be a good game that not that many fucking people are going to be able to watch because you want to make more money and start this game at fucking 9 o'clock at night. That is ridiculous. It is ridiculous. This is an entertainment sport. This isn't for your own fucking pockets, you greedy fucking bastard. But yeah, fuck it. Texans money line. I was about to say the over. Fuck it, actually switch that up. Over, because I'm not going to stay up stressing this game. I'm going to watch one half and determine am I going to bed happy or upset. I'm going to take the over because it is only 41.5. And although this Texans offense I do think has finally found a little bit of a rhythm and they're going to get back to not like they were, 2 years ago, but Texans offense, they're going to get back on track to not scoring, 10 points a game. Like, C.J. Stroud's still not that bad of a quarterback. I know we hate on him on this podcast, but he's still not that bad. So, yeah, that wraps that up. That wraps all the games. The two teams on a bye week are what some would say the two best teams in the AFC. If we were talking 5 weeks ago, that's the Ravens versus Bills. But right now, those two teams are in not. Ravens have a season from hell, but the Bills are 4-2. But, yeah, that's going to wrap up my NFL talk. That's all I got. Hopefully these bets hit. I'm feeling good. Oh, my belt to ass mortal lock. Almost forgot. Let me look. This is when it is nice to have a co-host. I'm excited. I will be talking to Curt MENER soon. To Curt MENER, my college football expert. I don't know if Austin's getting on either. I also don't know how to record something on Zoom. So that's going to be a fucking issue. That is an issue for probably, in the next 30 minutes. Not that you guys will care. What should be my belt to ass mortal lock? I do. The thing is, I want to say I want you guys to know right now I am thinking Falcons. That's one of my favorite bets, Falcons money line. But it is still Kyle Shanahan in a big game. So he's going to have some shit up his sleeve. I do believe that. Colts money line, I don't want to do that to my boy Jim Harbaugh. Panthers, no. Eagles -2.5. They've just been struggling. Maybe this is the downfall of the Eagles. Who knows? Jags +3. Don't have confidence in them. Saints money line. My mortal lock. I am gonna do Saints. Not money line. For my mortal lock, my belt to ass mortal lock. Saints +4.5. Mortal lock. I'm going to write that down. BTA mortal lock. Zwats mortal lock of the week, which I am currently 5-1 on, is Saints +4.5 against the Bears. Spencer Rattler revenge game. I'm putting my money where my fucking mouth is. I want Spencer Rattler. He's my guy. If I'm the Saints GM, he's the guy for the future. Trust Spencer Rattler. He's going to be pissed off. He's had this game circled on his calendar since the schedule came out. Don't let his press conferences fool you. He wants to beat the fuck out of a Caleb Williams-led team. Don't get that twisted, guys. Or girls, too. This is a pro-sex podcast. But anyways, that's going to wrap up NFL talk. I think I'm going to put this before college football. So, yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed my NFL bets. I hope you guys ride with my bets. I hope you guys follow my bets. I hope you guys win some money this weekend. So, yeah, I'm looking forward to this NFL. Yeah, there's NFL day on Sunday and Monday, too. We had a good Thursday night football game. That was the best Thursday night football game too, by the way, this year. But yeah, I will see you guys shortly to talk some college football with Curt MENER. All right, guys, welcome to the lowest budget podcast on the planet. We found out that we can't record, but welcome Curtis MENER to the Zwats show. How does it feel?
It's an honor. It's low budget production. I feel right at home, honestly.
Thank you.
This feels great.
I mean, we got you held up on an iPad, on a toilet paper too. We got you on an iPad and a toilet paper.
Hey, that means I'm just the shit, man.
But no, this is not. Oh, this is my only Ohio State friend because I don't need any more than Ohio State, friends. Because Ohio State, let's be honest. You want to get into Ohio State, Michigan right away, or you want to save that for the end and go over the college football games this weekend?
We save it for the end of the year anyway. I think we can get through the banter of everyone else, and then we can.
All right, sounds good.
We can fight it out. We can tough it out.
We've been through 6 weeks of college football. Well, I guess 7, but a lot of teams have had byes. What are your first couple thoughts? Anything college football, anything that stands out to you? I know I had some takes that whoever wins the Heisman Trophy is going to be the worst Heisman Trophy winner in the last 10 years.
It's very interesting. I mean, there's only a good handful of teams out there that I feel like can realistically win a national championship this year.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously, Ohio State's up there. Miami's up there. And
no more Penn State.
You can, no, not at all. But I feel like you have to give the edge to the Hoosiers as well.
Dude,
I mean,
they look great. Last week they looked great. That's
to go into Autzen and be competitive as they were and hold their own. And I'm not a big let's blame the refs guy, but man, were they just out-battled against the referees in that game. There was a bunch of brutal no calls, and like the one where Cignetti's just getting in the dude's face. It looked like where he's saying he was raping him. I don't know if we got any good mouth readers in the comment section on the Zwats show, but if someone could go back and rewatch that clip and confirm if Curt Cignetti was telling the referee that the Oregon defensive back was raping his wide receiver.
You're right though. They physically dominated that game. Like Indiana's here. They're here in the Big Ten. It's going to be Ohio State versus Indiana in the Big Ten championship game.
Yes.
Because Indiana's schedule, I think, Curt and I were saying the hardest opponent they had next was probably UCLA, the way they're playing. They got no one else. They legit got no one.
Yeah.
So
you can only play the schedule that's in front of you.
Yeah, well, they still have Penn State, so everyone thought that was a big game. But look at Penn State now. They suck.
Right.
They're terrible.
They're horrendous. And also, here, since we're on the track of Indiana and Penn State, I shout out to Indiana for just shoving Penn State into a locker by extending Cignetti. I mean, you go on Twitter or anywhere, and they're hammering. The Penn State fans are just hammering. They're like, we want Cignetti.
I was saying that as a Michigan fan. I wanted Cignetti. I want Sharon Moore out. I'm going to give him one more year, but I want Sharon Moore out. But yes, I feel that. Indiana did the right thing.
You're now going to have to fall on the sword of Matt Rule. And that's congratulations. You just got James Franklin again.
Yeah, basically. He never won any big games, even at Baylor. What's the best they won, like 10-2? They didn't make the playoffs or anything. I don't think.
Not that I can think of.
Yeah, no. That's a bad poll. Nebraska's overrated, too.
No, I agree.
I want to get into games this weekend?
Let's get into the games, man. I'm excited.
All right, first games we got. We're going to skip the Friday night games because who cares about Miami-Louisville? We all agree Miami in a landslide. Nebraska-Minnesota, you don't give a fuck either. I know we're Big Ten guys, but we don't give a fuck. No. Hopefully Nebraska can pull that out. We need Nebraska to be good for Michigan, all right? I need Nebraska to finish 10-2. All right, first game we got LSU versus Vandy. Vandy's a 2.5-point favorite. The over-under is 47.5. Curt, I'll let you start. What are your thoughts, man? What are your thoughts? Two good SEC teams.
Yeah, I mean, we're going to be starting the conversation of, depending on the outcome, is Brian Kelly just the new James Franklin or the SEC version of James Franklin for many years?
I think Brian Kelly's been the same his entire career.
He's been the same guy over and over and over and over and over again. You're going to be good but not great with Brian Kelly.
Oh, yeah.
And the most interesting aspect of this game is going to be the LSU defense, whether or not Whit Weeks will be able to play. Because Vandy's got one of the more balanced offenses in all of college football.
Vandy's good. If you slap on a Georgia uniform to Vandy, they're a top 10 team. They only lost to Alabama because they fumbled inside the 5. Yes.
You look at Diego Pavia in a Georgia uniform, you're like, wow, this might be the best football player I've ever seen.
You're looking at Heisman Trophy.
But like I said, if Whit Weeks is actually as hurt as we are thinking and that he won't be able to play this game, it's going to be a tough battle for the LSU defense to just hammer down, stop the run. When are you going to see the pass?
It is. It's
Everything
in
like
Vandy,
that.
too, 11 a.m.
Yeah, and I'm not going to discredit guys like Harold Perkins and Mansour Delane, who I am both enamored by.
Yeah.
But Whit Weeks is very obviously the heart and soul of that LSU defense, being the guy in the middle, got the green dot on his head.
Yeah.
And, yeah, it's going to be a tough one.
I mean, I think Vandy's going to murder LSU. I will say that right now. I've never been a believer in Nussmeier, the LSU team. They're just not what we thought they were going to be. People were saying they're going to be like 2019 LSU. That's not going to happen. No. That went away after the first 2 weeks. And Brian Kelly, I've never been a Brian Kelly fan. He went to Notre Dame. I fucking hate Notre Dame, first of all, in a passion in itself. But Brian Kelly always chokes in big games. He stole, if you think about it, didn't really win shit at Notre Dame either. He made it to the national championship game the year Manti Te'o, had a fake girlfriend. That was it.
Right. Also, a part of my notes in here is how red does Brian Kelly's face get this game? How many times are we gonna get the camera panned over to Brian Kelly and he's just his headset's flying off. It's all over his face. Does he get tripped again? Does another ref run over Brian Kelly?
I think we get a viral moment late in the third quarter. Vandy's up 14. They just got a turnover. Nussmeier threw a bad interception. He's flipping out.
Yeah, there's a very high possibility that we get what we've gotten in the first weeks in the past 3 years of Brian Kelly of we're not doing our damn job. I'm not doing my job. Our coaches are not doing our jobs. Our players are not doing their jobs. It's
you might want to execute this.
It's a very high possibility that we get that version of Brian Kelly this late in the season, and we see LSU's playoff chances just disappear.
They're gonna dwindle. Yeah, I think LSU finishes 8-4. Bold prediction.
Ooh.
Now, I don't know their schedule. Let me check their schedule. I don't think LSU's that good of a team. I think the SEC is the most overrated conference right now.
Oh, yeah.
You have, in terms of rankings, too, Texas A&M being the best team in the SEC is an absolute joke. They haven't beaten anyone. They beat Notre Dame.
Yeah, I'm not going to come onto this podcast and start acting like I know a ton about Texas A&M football, but
I just know they haven't beat anyone.
Yeah, awesome. You scored 41 on Notre Dame or whatever it was.
But there's a real possibility that LSU loses their next 3 games. They got Vandy, they do have Texas A&M, and then they have Bama.
Yeah, that's a tough stretch, man.
That's tough.
That's a real tough stretch.
And then to finish off Oklahoma, whose playoff hopes are very, very, very well alive as long as John Mateer gets cleared by a different doctor. My God.
What a weird scenario.
Did you see those memes of when Drewski dresses up as a doctor? That's who cleared John Mateer. That was so bad, dude. I felt bad. He was my Heisman favorite.
Love the game, man. Just got a bunch of love for the game.
All right. Anything else on that game? Do we both agree, Vandy? Though you got Vandy.
Yeah, I was gonna say because you said 2.5, right? I looked earlier. Yeah. I had it at 1.5, but it doesn't matter.
Yeah, Vandy's.
You could change the alternate spread to 5.5.
I'm hoping Nashville shows up. I've never seen a Vandy game where it's been electric, but I hope Vandy shows up. The fans, at least. Nashville's got to show up.
Theo Vaughn's gonna just go nuts.
All that guy wants is Diego Pavier's mom.
Yeah.
All right, next game we go Ole Miss versus Georgia. Georgia's a 7.5-point favorite. Over under is 57.5. I don't know what to think about this game because I hate Georgia. I'm not high on Georgia. They should have lost against Tennessee, and Auburn, even though they dominated Auburn in the second half, Auburn got absolutely fucked in that game. Should have been 17-0 going into the second half. Georgia just ends up winning games. I think 7.5-point favorites a lot. I think a lot of that is because of how poorly Ole Miss played last week. And I don't know if they believe in Cam Bliss, who shout out Michigan men. Ferris State. Shout out Ferris State. That's incredible.
What a find by Lane.
Dude, he was good too. We knew all about him because we played the rival, Grand Valley State. So we watched film on him. Nuts. Ridiculous. He's clearly, this is why he's doing well at Ole Miss. But I personally think Ole Miss, Lane Kiffin can never win these big games, it seems like. But I still think they're going to be able to cover. I do have Ole Miss plus 6, 7.5. But I do think it's in Athens, Georgia. It is a 2:30 game. I just feel like Georgia's going to end up scraping up another win. I don't know how it's going to happen, but they're not the team that could blow out teams like they were in the past. Georgia's not a threat to win a natty.
Like you said at the beginning of your statement, this game, it feels very weird, you know? Like, you don't know what's going to happen. Like, I'm not sold on... Georgia's defense is always going to be Georgia. As long as Kirby Smart is on Georgia's sideline, they're always going to have a good defense.
Yeah.
But Gunnar Stockton is just very weird to me. He's not even like Stetson Bennett level weird, where you're still not sold on him.
I don't know what to think of him, but he does win games.
Gunnar
He does
Stockton
win football
is
games.
not a playoff caliber quarterback.
No, but Georgia's program. I mean, Kirby built up that program well enough where they just win football games. That's just what they do.
Exactly, but my counterpoint is Lane feels different this year, and they made the switch to Chambliss, and they just started rolling, man. And I know we just talked about LSU, but that was a big win for Lane.
Yeah.
And this could end up being another big win for Ole Miss going on the road to Georgia. And could this be an audition to the athletic department of Florida in Gainesville for Lane? You know?
You think Lane wants that Florida job?
Hey, money talks, man.
That is
money
true.
talks.
Florida probably has a lot more money than Ole Miss.
And you don't think Lane is just kind of drooling at the mouth thinking, man, I would love to get my hands on DJ Lagway? Because the guy can coach quarterbacks, man.
Yeah,
the guy knows how to coach quarterbacks.
That's
and
actually so true.
You get at least one more year of DJ Lagway at Florida, things could get real interesting, man.
Hey,
but
if
again,
there's a year for him to do it, it's this year. There's no dominant football team in college football. You could say Ohio State,
right.
But other than that, there's no clear, no one.
This is the year for Lane to go up, get Ole Miss the SEC title, and be like, all right, there you go. I brought you to dominance. I got you the SEC title. Now I'm going to go to a powerhouse.
In the SEC.
Yeah, well, not really a powerhouse right now, but
it's a program. It's a program. That place is dying to become a powerhouse again.
Yeah, and Lane's one of those coaches that can make an instant impact of being able to bring players in. We saw them work the transfer portal last year, bringing in all those guys, and unfortunately, it just didn't work out the way that they wanted to playing in the SEC, you know? Yeah. But, yeah, I feel like the Florida job could entice Lane a little bit. I don't know.
He's not from Florida or anything like that. Just more money. Money does talk.
Just money. Money talks.
Yeah, he's got to pay for his daughter's wedding shortly.
Yeah, right.
No, I do. The more and more you keep talking, the more and more I love Ole Miss. This just doesn't seem like a Georgia team that's going to... Ole Miss money line's not bad.
And I had this in my notes, too. I mean, I feel like the Heisman's become a lot of a stat looking.
Yeah, which kind of sucks.
The sexy stats. But, man, if Chambliss balls out, you have to put his name up there.
If he goes, undefeated in the SEC, yes. Besides, I think it's Simpson right now for Alabama. I love Mendoza from Indiana. They don't have really any other big games, so that kind of sucks, but it's tough for me not to put him in there if he leaves Indiana undefeated. I don't really know who else, though. I guess you can do Carson Beck is the favorite right now.
Yeah.
I haven't watched much of the games, but it's just he doesn't do anything for me.
No, Miami's just so balanced.
Yeah.
They're just solid everywhere.
That is true. All right, moving on. We'll move on to, let's do Tennessee, Alabama. Alabama is a 7.5 point favorite. Over-under is 59.5. Tennessee should be going in this game undefeated. Like I said earlier, they should beat Georgia. I cannot believe Georgia won that game. I was furious. I love Tennessee. I think they did a great job by getting the UCLA quarterback and then letting Nico go, even though he's been balling. But I just think Simpson has been, like we just said, Simpson has been playing like the best quarterback in the nation. So ever since week one.
Ever since week one, he's just been outstanding. He's played himself into the number one pick talk, dude.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of people played themselves out of it, but he's been playing himself into it. He's been balling.
Yeah.
They won last. Did they beat Georgia without Ryan Williams having a single touch on offense? Was it Georgia or was it Missouri? I forget.
I didn't watch the Mizzou game.
I don't know, but they won a top 25 game, and Ryan Williams didn't even touch the ball. That just speaks about Alabama's back to being Alabama.
Also, when this TikTok clip gets chopped up, before any SEC hater talks, I was at the Ohio State-Illinois game. It's why I couldn't watch a single second of Alabama-Mizzou. So, Bo Prabula, Mizzou fans, whoever, I don't want to hear it.
Mizzou did have a chance at the end. I barely got to watch the game either. Ty Simpson looked great. Missouri had their chance, but it was Alabama's game to lose the entire game. It wasn't anything. Gotcha. Yeah, Bo was just not. He's good. He didn't perform. He had 2 interceptions though.
Also, speaking of Ryan Williams, is Caden Proctor the most is he the biggest receiving threat on the Alabama team?
Yes. He might be the best football player in the country offensively, if you think about it.
Yeah, I mean, what a way for DeBoer to.
He's either
running down the field sometimes, or at least run a red zone offense.
I think he tried to hurdle someone, like inside the 5. I couldn't believe it. Got the first down. That was nuts.
He's doing every big man's dream right now.
Dude, he's killing it. He's a fucking monster. Do you know what year he is?
He's a junior, I believe. Junior or senior.
So he can't get drafted. He's probably leaving then, I would assume.
Yeah. How many kids in SEC country are watching this and are like, Coach, come on, man.
Yeah.
Come on.
Please, Coach.
Come on, dude.
Even around Wisconsin, all these big boys. Oh, my God.
Yeah.
You know, Penny Sewell's looking at it like, come on, Coach. Campbell.
Yeah. Yeah, DC, he's like,
hey, I'm telling you, you don't want to tackle
I got
those big
one more
boys.
on me.
Those big boys can run. Remember when Trent Williams ran motion across at full speed?
Yeah.
You're not stopping him full speed. You're just not. No one wants to tackle him. That's like your worst nightmare. No. He's not fast. He is kind of fast. Proctor he's an athlete. I bet he runs like a 4.7, 4.8, which is still pretty fast.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Who do you got in this game, though? I'll let you go.
Got my notes on my phone. I've got the over. I don't know what it's live at right now, but
59.5.
Yeah, I've got the 59.5. Like 34-27 game isn't crazy because I don't think the Alabama defense is again a normal Alabama defense.
No, it hasn't been a normal
from
Alabama
what we've
defense
seen
in years. Before I
know. You brought up how Tennessee should be undefeated. Like that game was back and forth, left and right. I mean, and Alabama can put up a lot of points too. So
I'm gonna ride the over with you too. I can't decide if I want to pick Alabama, but I love Aguilar. I think that's how you say his name, the quarterback. I love Tennessee's offense though, and like I said, they should be undefeated in this game. So I'll ride with the over. Yeah, over for sure. I can't decide Alabama or Tennessee. I know the safest one would probably be Tennessee plus 7.5. I think this is going to be a close game. They play close games.
Yeah.
Tennessee's not getting blown out.
Feels like the last few games they played too. It's just insane. Well, when Tennessee beat Alabama for the first time in however long, the Hendon Hooker Jalen Hyatt game, wasn't that game like 60-50 something?
I think it was exactly 52-49.
Yeah, crazy.
Yeah, that was one of my favorite games ever to watch.
Yeah.
One of the worst field goals of all time, though, but it went in.
Yeah, the knuckleball.
Yeah, helicopter. All right, anything else in that game?
No.
Next game we'll talk about USC versus Notre Dame, a long-standing tradition, long-standing rivalry. Notre Dame is a -9.5 though. Over/under is 60.5. That is a lot of points. A lot of points against a USC team who maybe Michigan might be bad, but USC should have beat Michigan by a lot more than 18. They should have won by like 30. Mavia, whatever the fuck you say that stupid ass's last name, threw one of the worst interceptions ever. They had a stupid fumble inside the 20 from a big hit. USC is not that bad. I don't like Notre Dame at all. I mean, I have not posted this rant yet because it was in the last episode. I haven't been able to clip it. But Notre Dame being ranked 13 is absolutely insane to me. It makes no sense. It literally makes no sense to me. They haven't beaten anyone. They have 2 losses. They played 2 good games. They're going to go 10-2 and make the college football playoffs, and it sucks. But USC is also going to cover this game.
This is like the only chance for Notre Dame to get kicked out, I believe.
They got no one else. Like, it's ridiculous. I cannot believe Notre Dame is 13. Like, what the fuck have they done? They blew out Arkansas. Congrats. You beat a badass team.
This could also be the game, too, where we start talking that Lincoln Riley got his swagger back, you know?
If he wins this game,
he's like, if you've been watching him, like, even in his interviews, he just seems more calm, more comfortable. Like, he got his back pushed against the wall these past few years, not being able to do what he's been able or should be able to do with the resources.
Yeah.
And he's finally, I feel like we're finally seeing that Lincoln Riley offense just kind of explode a bit. And this isn't the same Lincoln Riley type of defense that we normally see either.
You got to have a defense. He moved to the Big Ten.
Yeah, you have to. You really have to. And you have guys like Jacoby Lane, Makai Lemon, Wayman Jordan.
They got some studs on the outside.
I forget the other running back. I apologize to him and his family if they ever see this. But, I mean, they just got dynamic weapons left and right. And like you said, it's a lot of points, but Notre Dame's got a very good offense, too. I think C.J. Carr is really good.
Yes.
C.J. Carr is legit, man.
He's going to be a top 5 pick.
And the other, again, I haven't watched a ton of Notre Dame football, so I don't have the receivers' names down pat in my head. But I feel like they're just almost way too inconsistent.
Yeah, like I said, they haven't fucking played anyone. It's tough. I like I said, I don't know how Notre Dame's ranked 13. I think if USC wins this game, though, what's the head coach's name for USC again? I always say Lane Kiffin. Lincoln Riley. Holy fuck. I always think Lane Kiffin.
You got to change the intro song. You got to change the intro song after that.
I said I know ball. I don't know coaches. No, Lincoln Riley.
This guy can explain a 3-4 defense like nothing.
Guys, I know how to beat cover 2 and cover 3, but I cannot tell you the head coach for USC. No, I think it's not a panic. You don't hit the panic button if they lose to Notre Dame at all. It is only his second year in the Big Ten, but he does need to get his swagger back because when he did have teams in Oklahoma, they were making the playoffs every single year. Now, granted, it was in the Big 12 and their defense was absolutely atrocious, but the year they had Baker, they easily could have beat Georgia. They could have won a natty that year. Like, he's got to get back, and he does have resources at USC. That's a program that's been itching to be good for a long time, since Carson Palmer, Matt Leinart, those guys. That was before you were born, damn near, yeah. But no, I do like USC. I like the points. I do think this is just such a desperate game for Notre Dame that I think they just pull it out at the end, and C.J. Carr is very good. But I think it's going to be closer than 9.5. This is a rivalry game. I'm always going to, if it's a big spread in a rivalry game, I'm taking the underdog every time.
Yeah, I like USC.
Okay. Anything else on that game?
I got nothing.
It's one last game we'll talk about, at least in the top 25 matchups. That's going to be Utah versus BYU, the Holy War. Utah's favored, -3.5, which is insane. Over/under is 49.5. This game is at BYU, correct?
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't know what city they played in. BYU's undefeated. The knock on them, same thing as the knock on them last year when they started off 9-0, was that they just haven't played anyone. Utah also didn't play anyone, but they ended up playing a Texas Tech team and got absolutely murdered. So that's all we've seen. These two teams seem a little more even than Utah, Texas Tech too. I don't think BYU's up. They're not going to win the Big 12, but when are people going to start putting some respect on the BYU?
It's a great question because I'm one of those people that need to start putting more respect on BYU. I took their under 6.5 wins to start the year, and hey, it's not over yet. They could just go straight downhill. But I was so high on the whole BYU thing, and then Retzlaff, he ended up leaving a month before the season started.
Yeah,
a month or two. So it's like, oh wow, you're just gonna roll a backup like a month before the season starts, and man, they've just been they've done nothing but win. They've done nothing but winning.
Yeah, I'm trying to load up the schedule here. They still haven't played anyone. They barely beat Colorado, who's up and down. I can tell you they're not going to win out. They're not going to make the Big 12 championship game, but I don't know. I haven't watched much BYU either.
The Big 12 is just so weird, man.
Yeah. Oh, boy.
Oh, no.
Sorry, bad camera work there. My producer knocked it over. I will say I am hiring a producer right now. I'm willing to pay $0 an hour. It's a straight experience job. Internship, though. An internship. Yeah. And I want them to have their own high-quality camera. They need to have mics for me, but they're not getting paid. I will offer that right now to anyone. I think the thing is, it isn't BYU. These two teams, hate each other. Oh, my God. Are you fucking kidding me? God damn it, producer. These two teams hate each other's guts, correct?
Yeah, it's called Holy War.
Yeah, it's not like the game or anything, but it has to be up there. Anyone I talk to that goes to BYU or Utah say these two just hate each other's guts.
Do you think Utah fans, they trash talk BYU fans being like, at least we can fuck?
Yeah, at least we can swear.
I don't need someone to push my bed for me.
Fun fact, I actually just learned what soaking was, this week. I didn't know what soaking was. I did not know that is. Isn't that technically sex?
I don't know, man.
I think so.
I saw this TikTok the other day. It was this dude. He had his camera set up outside of his car.
Yeah.
He's offering to BYU students to soak in the back of my trunk, and he's just pushing it. He's just pushing his car up and down.
That's hilarious. Dude, I don't know if I want to get into soaking talk here. So you could just three people would be good for soaking.
This is a soaking podcast.
We're pro soaking here. This is a pro soaking podcast. So you just stick it in, and then you just have someone else shake the bed for you?
From what I know, yeah. That's what it all is.
It's actually not bad. Get a water bed.
Yeah. It's got to be electric.
Oh my God. Or on a one of the Kenosha County fairs, the spinny thing? Or a tumble, I don't even know. You got to do it on a fair ride. But I don't know who's going to win this game. I'm going to just pick BYU money line. Fuck it.
Yeah, give me the soakers. Give me the super soakers.
A big soaking podcast. I don't know much about Utah besides the only game that they had any type of competition. They got fucking murdered by Texas Tech.
Yeah, it's Texas Tech's conference.
Yeah.
This year, they're going to be I don't want to say a wagon, but the way that they've been talking about how much money they have.
They got all that oil money. That's what it is.
Yeah, they in the new age of NIL. Oh my God.
Yeah, that's huge. I don't really know. There's really no other good games on this week. I mean, Arizona State does play Texas Tech. Texas Tech is only a 6.5-point favorite, which isn't as much as you would think. But I don't know. I love Texas Tech in that game. There's no other really big games. All right.
Yeah, give me the Red Raiders.
You got anything else in any other games before we talk about Ohio State, Michigan?
I think we're good here. I think, we've talked enough.
All right, sorry that cut out. Like we said, he's an Ohio State guy. I'm a Michigan guy. We went over all the colleges, like big college football games this week. You got our picks. Take the picks. You're gonna win a lot of money. This is the number 7 best betting show in the state of Wisconsin. It's not even close. We're not even close to number 1, but we're not close to last.
Did you do the math on that? Did you go through all of the different Wisconsin-based sports podcasts, betting podcasts?
Yeah, I saw 6 of them and then stopped researching, so I figured I'd be the 7th.
Is there a world where Charlie Barons is doing better than us on betting?
There's a world. There's a world where... Actually, I'm doing pretty good right now. I'm 5-1 on mortal locks in the NFL. I had my worst week at 6-8. I've been doing pretty good. Curt and I have been doing pretty good. If you've been rolling with us, you've been winning money. Now, was anybody rolling with us? No. But still.
Probably not.
You never know. Hey, one day. All you need is one TikTok clip.
Man, I decided to tail the Zwats show this week, and man, just put a hole in my pocket.
Who the fuck is the Zwats show? That's terrible. All right. We do have a bet with Michigan, Ohio State. We're at 2 very, very, very different points in the season. I'm in panic mode. I'm putting on my blue collar. I'm putting on a hard hat. We're getting to work. That's the motivation on this team. I will say, though, I'm getting sick of Sharon Moore. I'm getting real sick of him. Maybe he's a great guy. I don't know. I'm getting sick of that coaching staff. I'm getting sick of the offenses. There's no one. I have not seen a single receiver schemed open in the 6 games we played. Haven't seen one. We earn every single yard. Like, legitimately earn every yard. Every touchdown we get, every play that happens, it is earned. Nothing is ever given to us. It's not schemed open, which is really annoying. And our defense has not been up to the Michigan standard whatsoever. You sent me that screenshot. I bitched about it on Tuesday. 3rd and 4, a safety's about 25 yards back from the slot receiver. Are you fucking kidding me? I mean, I could send out my little brother who's 18 and doesn't play football out there in the slot and be able to get a first down if you just pitch it out to him. Like, what the fuck are we doing? But Michigan, we're in panic mode. The thing is, though, the good thing about us is if we do beat Washington, which is not an easy game at all. We only are favored by 5.5. It is in Ann Arbor, thank God. Washington's still a good team. They only did lose to Ohio State. We don't really play anyone that difficult after that, so we can run the table. And my worst fear is that we run the table, go into Ohio State, and that's like if we win that game, we're in the playoffs. That is a terrible situation to be in. I would much rather go into that game. I laid this out. I would much rather. What are we right now? 4-2. I'd much rather go into that game 4-7 and beat Ohio State and miss a bowl game than go into that game 9-2 and lose to Ohio State to not make the playoffs.
Interesting. That's very interesting.
I don't want Ohio State fans, because you guys should have beaten us last year. Like, we were a 20-point dog. That's embarrassing. Sorry, I don't mean to bring that up. Don't want to bring that up. You guys won a natty, so whatever. It's even.
Yeah, it woke up a sleeping giant. Honestly.
I wish I would have bet Ohio State to win a natty right when they lost to Michigan.
And the crazy thing about that is it's like in today's college football, it's more becoming like the pros. Yeah. So losing the rivalry game or even just a game like that in general doesn't even end your season.
No, it doesn't, which kind of sucks.
Like,
it was like what made the rivalry games good, though, because you could say I ended your season like in 2023, or you can even go say 2016 when you guys ended ours when we were 2-3 and JT was short. Like those type of games. Yeah. There's nothing better. The game.
Because I had a little bit of loser's remorse last year. Like 10 minutes after the game, I'm thinking, man, that wasn't a playoff team.
Yeah.
Like, are we seriously going to give that team who was a 20-point favorite at home a home playoff game? I'm like, there is a lot of dead bodies in Columbus, Ohio, just being like, just get us to the playoff. Let this SEC team come up here and take Ryan Day's job.
Yeah, you guys gave up, and then you guys murdered Tennessee. And
then
you guys murdered every team. Even Notre Dame, you guys were up by a lot, and they just came back at the end. But it wasn't...
They won by 10, but the game should have been won by 24.
Yeah, you guys didn't play a close... I guess Texas, when Quinn Ewers dumped fumble.
A lot of Notre Dame's scoring drives in the second half were due to a lot of 3rd and longs becoming penalties, and then keeping a drive alive.
Yeah.
I think there was 2 or 3 in a row, or 2 out of the 3 in in the third to go into the fourth, where it's Notre Dame's at their own 35, it's 3rd and 18, and then boom, no, Davidson Igbinosun just gets a PI penalty because it's Davidson Igbinosun.
Yeah, no, it was bullshit. What was the other guy? Greenfield? I forgot his name. Greenhouse?
Oh, Greathouse?
Yeah,
Jaden Greathouse?
Yeah. The only game that Ohio State was nervous about was that Texas game, but then at the end of the first half, when they dump off a screen to Henderson, who ran for a touchdown, that was like, okay.
Oh, beautiful.
Yeah, that's like, there goes all that excitement. But you guys are the best team. I agree. A lot of people are saying this Ohio State team is better than last year's Ohio State team. You guys just don't have, I guess, the elite talent on like the outside and the names, like Emeka Ibuka, all that fun stuff. But
the defense is
so
insane,
good. Yeah,
dude.
The defense is much better.
To get production out of a guy like Arvell Reese, like, the guy's a game wrecker.
Yeah,
he might be the best player in college football.
I'll even say this right now. I'm looking at ticket prices, and Wisconsin-Ohio State is by far the lowest in the Big Ten. By far. The next lowest is UCLA versus Maryland at UCLA.
I will be in attendance for...
How much did you buy your ticket for?
$55.
Yeah, that's not bad at all. The tickets are as low as $17 right now at Wisconsin.
Oof.
That game is going to be a murder. Great atmosphere. It was just in Madison. Love Madison. But, yeah, RIP. RIP to Madison. All right. And then, actually, one last thing I will talk about with us, too, is that me and Curt do have an Ohio State-Michigan bet on the line. We'll get more into this during the game week. Hopefully, I'll have you in person for that week. I'm looking forward. Hopefully, I'm in Milwaukee by that time, so I would come down and record that episode, since that's the biggest game of my life, the most important game of my life. But yeah, we do have a bet. Do you want to tell them what the bet is?
So the loser of the bet will be paying X amount of money to the winner's NIL fund.
We have not decided that amount. We started on 100, but we will see what the two teams are looking like when the game is played. Like, if Bryce Underwood's hurt, I'm not going more than $100. But I need to see what we look like before I throw an exponential amount of money on the NIL.
Yeah, I think depending on how much money, when you're going to throw down on the OSU fund, you might be able to get a gift from like JT Barrett or Cardale Jones.
Oh, great. That's
because
awesome.
I almost donated last year after Seth McLaughlin got hurt before the Indiana game, and I was like, man, like, I need to help my guys out. You know, we need to go get offensive linemen in the portal in February, man. And then I started looking. I'm like, I can get this 12 by whatever photo from Cardale Jones. It might be worth it.
Fuck. I would hate that. I probably would hang it up, though. That'd be so funny.
You got to have 12 gauge up on your wall.
All right. Anything else you got? You got a mortal lock for me? You can give me my college football mortal lock. You got a game you love more than anything else?
Give me the Buckeyes, 25.5 in Madison. I love it.
Points,
This will also be a fun game to get Luke Fickell back in Columbus.
Yeah, it's like a fucking receiver coach or something like that. You're not getting him back as a coordinator spot.
Matt Patricia is obviously not going to stick around for more than a year in Columbus.
Yeah, true.
He's just going to do the Chip Kelly route of make my scheme look really good to where someone can't not hire me.
He's going to go back to the NFL.
Oh, yeah, 100%. I mean, Chip's running the offense over in Vegas right now.
Yeah, we'll see how that's looking. Poor Gino.
Yeah.
All right, man. Anything else for me on college football before I sign off?
No, I mean, let's take this thing week by week, man. I mean, it's hard to look ahead in the world of college football because
everything changes. I mean,
Arch Manning was the Heisman in July. I mean,
people wanted to murder Kalen DeBoer 5 weeks ago.
Yeah, Kalen DeBoer was fired 5 weeks ago in a lot of people's minds.
Was supposed to win a national championship.
James Franklin, Clemson, and LSU were all deemed the best 3 teams in college football before anyone took a snap. And
yeah, I will say the worst.
And Signetti's still sitting there trolling like, Google me.
I will say I did give the worst advice I've ever given on this show before the season started when I did my ACC and college football preview. How bad? I said the best investment you will ever make in your life that has the best return because it would have at least a 50% return because it was like at plus 110 is Clemson to win the ACC. I said this is the best investment you'll ever make in your life. Boy, how I was wrong.
If we're gonna admit how wrong we were, I was one of those people that crowned Clemson a national champion.
Yeah, I was like, how do you not win the ACC? I'm like, I don't believe in Carson Beck.
That's at least what my Potawatomi ticket says.
Yeah, I don't even. I think I might just cancel that bet. I don't. Yeah, they don't even have a path.
You're gonna get your 1 cent back.
Yeah, I don't even think they have a path. They might. No shot. Don't they already have 2 losses in the ACC?
Yeah.
I mean, to be fair, Louisville is up 7-0 on Miami right now in the first quarter with the ball. So, hey, if that becomes right, I will be throwing a celebration.
All right, so in the world of college football, since we like to say ridiculous things, from this moment forward, I'm going to take my comment back when we first started talking that Miami is not a national championship contender.
It's just Ohio State.
The down 7-0 Miami Hurricanes to the Louisville Cardinals are not a national championship.
You heard it here first. All right, Curt. Well, thanks for coming on, man. Looking to have you on some more.
Thanks for having me. I love it.
It was a pleasure. Well, that's going to be a wrap for the Zwats show. I know you guys are going to see Curtis's face while I wrap this off, but yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed the NFL breakdown and college football breakdown. But you guys have a great rest of your night. Enjoy the weekend.